Live from the floor of the NYSE, that's a market open.
Okay, thank you for watching this video. Welcome to the 5th week of June 2016, or not the 5th week of June, but we are still in June. As you can see, 27th of June 2016, trading the Emini S&P 500 futures market here on this 5-minute chart. In the bottom you will see the volume indicator, and this is right in front of you, the 5-minute chart. Still, the profits are carried over from last week, as you can see here on the right hand side, minus 750 for the opening and plus 7,000 something for intraday. So we will be looking at a opening trade here again in 4 minutes, and I have been doing some analysis here over the weekend of this Brexit, and I think we can anticipate a kind of a recovery here in the coming, because obviously this is negative news, however not very substantial looking at the whole trade community in Europe as well as America. I don't think this has such a big influence on the trading environment, but we will see. So you still see a lot of volatility here. As you can see here, the last days here in the midnight, we had a huge spike down again, and also this pre-opening session still shows a lot of volume. As you can see here in the bottom chart, 8,000 contracts almost on average traded per 5 minutes. Normally we see only around 1,000 to 2,000 contracts traded, so still there's a lot of volatility in this market. Let's see if we can initiate some positions here. I was still anticipating some kind of recovery here from our opening session, but as you will see here, unfortunately I was not filled on my short order there, because you can see here immediately we reverse all the way back down to our stop. And obviously this is a Monday again, 27th of June. On a Monday we don't seem to have so much success in the past, but we will be working on this trading results here as well. Obviously I want to be setting up a live trading room a little bit later down the line, so we can trade alongside one another and make this an enjoyable journey, I hope, and we can take something away, both of us, from this experience. Obviously I have around 5 years experience trading this market, so I mean obviously I have some experience, otherwise I would not be doing this here. So I can share also some of those experiences, and hopefully I can give you a little bit of guidance and some confidence to take your own trading strategy to another level and execute on your entries and exit scenarios, and hopefully we can be profitable here over time. So normally I will be initiating trades well in advance, so you can also do that well in advance. I will be trade calling those trades 20 to 30 seconds in advance. But if you have any questions regarding this, please let me know in my Discord channel. The channel ID is below and the invitation link is there below. This is just a chat application, it's for free, and we can communicate any information over there. Because I'm trying to make these sessions shorter here, because people obviously have been watching the other sessions before, so the previous week, and I don't want to repeat all the information again and over again, like what order types we can place in the market, what demo accounts we are trading on. You can see that here on the right hand side. Demo 3 should be intraday, demo 1 should be the opening trades, and I will be trying to show you each and every trade I make during the week. These weekly reviews should serve mainly as evidence of the trades I made, so if we have any questions later we can review all the trades obviously, and also get some insights. So all the trades which I will be uploading on the Excel sheet later on my website, but not now, in the beginning of this project. It will come through alongside with the trading room. Then you can also have these videos here as evidence if there's any doubt of such kind. So we can see a lot of a small recovery trade here. This was good, and the one previously was okay because we had a little bit of an unfortunate opening, but you will see here shortly that we will push further down and we will be taken out of another trade, unfortunately negative, because I did not see this continuation to the downside. It was very visible actually, and I should have stayed in my short position here after this retracement. I exited this short position way too early, but these things happen, of course, if we are not very stringent in our execution. We get a little bit greedy and we want to take profits way sooner than we should. Sometimes we should just let trades run for a little while, and then we can achieve much greater profits. Obviously, we should also be looking at improved entry scenarios. So my entry was actually quite good on this red bar here, or on these two last green bars, as you can see. So 2 bars back, you can see that was my entry. So we have 2 red bars. Prior to that, we have 2 green bars, and it was a very nice entry scenario here for a short position. And you can see a little bit later in the day, unfortunately, we will be taken out of this market, but you can see at 1995.50, I wanted to exit already here my position, but I was unlucky and I did not get filled because I could see this continuation to the downside. And we will take another hit on this trade, unfortunately. Okay, that will be shown soon, I think, here on demo 3, but let's look at this first here. This is already the Tuesday, 28th of June 2016. We are trading the opening again. And you can see the pre-opening session high roughly at 11.75. So this normally is something where you see a continuation to the upside and a breakout out of this range, especially if you open very close to this breakout range. And I was anticipating this breakout as well. This happens, I would say, at least 50% of the time that this high of the day is tested and we break out of this range. It's a very good trade we can take, but only it happens 50% of the time. So we have to get improved entries on this breakout trade. So you can see here my target area for this trade is actually roughly 11.75 or 2012. And we can see, but I will be showing you that later. So basically the strategy I placed, normally I always trade the same approach. I have an initial entry, obviously either long or short. We trade this market in 2 directions, the Emini S&P 500. Even if we see an overall upward momentum or upward trend, we trade in both directions. At the moment, at least. These can be adjusted, these rules, a little bit later down the line, but I will let you know, obviously, and we can talk about this along the way. So from our initial entry, I will be entering a second position around 1.5 away to double up our contract amount. So to follow this strategy, as I do here, you need at least roughly 30,000 US dollars in your account to have 5 contracts and then double up to 10 contracts. So the reason being doubling up is so important because I want to be able to also enter this market pre-opening, and pre-opening session has higher margin requirements than intraday. Intraday is anything after 9:30 US Eastern Time. You can see the time now in the bottom, 9:36. I changed it now as well. I removed the image to the top left corner, which was disturbing for playback reasons. You can see the time is speeded up. You see here 9:37, and then the seconds are ticking away in a much faster pace than they normally would. This is good because then we don't have to spend so much time going through these weekly reviews. And I think since information is rather repetitive for many people, we will not be talking about this so much. So this was actually a very nice opening trade here, anticipation of this pre-opening range breakout. So you can see a good continuation to the upside. Unfortunately, I did not get filled on my second entry, and I should have been filled on my second entry because I was pushing it around. So we have to be more stringent on our execution, or I have to be more stringent on my execution here. But this is just something we will be working on later down the line. Obviously, I've been trading this market for several years now, and I can share good experiences. But since I'm doing everything here at once, trading, showing you all the information, trying to accumulate some profits, and also making these videos, I will be trading on a demo account. Also, I think YouTube is a public domain, so we should not advertise that making money is a very easy thing to do, especially in the stock market. So let's keep it simple and straightforward, and if someone of you can take something away from this and see the potential, we can discuss that further, and then we see if how that goes. So here you also see this breakout, and then the reversal back down to this breakout range, as I talked about last week. Normally we see such breakouts and then reversal back into range again. So this also happens 50% of the time, and we should see that we anticipate such things. So for example, a short position from 14 would not have been a bad thing to do, but obviously I'm already in a long position, and since we are trading the opening, I wanted to achieve my 5 points, and I think here shortly we will have a successful exit. As you can see here, 5 points on our demo 1 account, which was nice. So let's see here. You can see I was drawing a line in this market a bit earlier already, and we actually hit this price. And I was thinking this may be a downward continuation, because we have a channel here to the downside right from the top there. Could mean that we reverse all the way back down into our pre-opening range. Very interesting scenario here. So this line is drawn, as you can see, but then again we hit this target. I will move a little bit faster now into this approach, and we pushed away right from this line. So maybe a downward continuation is actually possible. So I initiated here a short position. I wanted to initiate a short position here, as I do now. But I will be taking out of this market here very soon again, break even, because I did not hold on to this short position for the time being, because I could see that we have a little bit of volume coming in, even though making smaller bars. You can see the last, it's very tiny now, I know, and I understand, but obviously sometimes I cannot change that format, because I want to make these 40 minutes or 30 minutes videos, and to reduce the file size I wanted to record in HD, not full HD. I think this is a good format I chose. I have some experience making videos myself, and I think a smaller file size will be better for streaming purposes, and obviously for uploading and YouTube purposes as well. But I think everyone can see prices here on the right hand side. You can see the volume indicator. You can see actually the volume bars here in the bottom. As you can see now, the last two green bars show almost the same volume, 25,000, but the body is reducing, and also you can see a little bit of weakness on this body. But yet again, that might mean that we actually push through this level. So I was exiting this position here, 15 break even. I should not have necessarily done this, because you can see here immediate downward continuation. But I got a little bit worried, you know, if you have a small bar which looks weak but has very good volume, you could actually anticipate that the market will continue going in that direction. But I think we should, if we exchange information, and if we develop our own trading strategy, which is my ultimate goal, that you also develop your own trading style, and we just work alongside one another here to get confidence and talk about our entries and exits, then we can talk about this a little bit later, maybe in our Discord channel. You find the link below if there are any questions. So now we approach this target line here, the blue line, a second time, and I thought we might be pushing through this. Therefore I entered a long position again, the third approach to this line, and we have quite good volume on this last bar. But you will see that we don't push through this level. So unfortunately I had to take one bad trade here. I did not exit this bar on all the way down. I just exited here at 12 because obviously you could see a lot of downward potential. So this is something which also happens, but the bar seems to be rather strong, the long bar, and the volume is not much higher than those two red bars or green bars. So maybe a very similar situation, and we should be looking at this later in the trading approach. Let's see if I take any more trades. It doesn't look like. So we are just a minute away from the open here. This is 29th of June 2016. This should be Thursday. And obviously, as usual, I want to be entering a position here from the open. As you can see here, this may be the wrong trend direction, because normally we should be trading this breakout out of pre-opening range. So pre-opening range high is at 45.25, and we might be looking at closing a gap, because we could see a lot of downward momentum in the pre-opening sessions and yesterday as well. You can see that to the left here. I'm searching for these gap areas, but you see here the prices have been traded, but yet again we see a lot of gap areas there, and I'm drawing a few lines just to see where these areas may be and may be reversing from. But unfortunately I took a short position here. I should have been long, but then we should have been break even out of this position here. And this will also happen now in this case. So we see a breakout out of this range again, then a reversal into range. Very typical approach. But I should have been filled on my second entry already, because as I said, my second entry should be around 1.5 points away from my initial entry. And then we would actually have taken our 5-point profit here at 43.25. We pushed right through this level, but since my execution is not very stringent at the moment, and I'm still lacking some confidence here, but this will all appear a little bit later. Again, we are still working on the whole process. This is more about fine-tuning. The overall approach seems to be working and seems to be okay. Fine-tuning will give us improved profits, of course. Revenue management, money management will give us all improved results, and this fine-tuning will be done, and hopefully we can really achieve some successes here with this approach. So you can see break-even trades seems to be rather usual. So I have 50% break-even trades normally, because if I hit a first profit target, I don't want to reverse again and then be pushed out of this market. So we should be entering a second position here, but since the volume is really coming into this market, I'm not entering a second position. But I should be doing this, I should be following my strategy rather stringently, and as you can see here, we are pushing up again. So actually perfect trade. The second trade we missed because of my bad execution on that day. This is very important that we execute immediately, and you can see a lot of gap areas here to the left side. And if we break out of this range, this is a very typical trade. I think we saw that either last week or even this week. Then we should actually be pushing through this 47 level rather quickly. So I'm playing these videos back, as you can see here to the right side, obviously just to speed them up later. Therefore I also removed the image to the top left. But let's see if we take any further trades here, and if actually my estimation, or if we break out of this 47 level, if there's a continuation. Sometimes we reverse back into range. You can see a perfect V shape maybe, or W shape I mean, not a V shape. because we hit 47 once, then we reversed into range, again 47, and if we don't break through 47, it seems that we could also be reversing down into range again. Let's have a look at this, what happens here. And you can see actually a small reversal back into range, but then an approach to the breakout. Seems that we are taking out of this market one more time, break even. Very unfortunate day. We could have been taking a lot of profits here. And then actually I stumble into a very bad position here, that I entered a short position because I was anticipating that the market shows some weakness here after the doji. But I should not have entered this position. I think a small trading mistake, because I should be in a long position breaking out of this range. But these things happen and I have to live with it. Even we had a lot of unluck here, not bad luck, in the very beginning of this session, right from the open, because we were taking out of this market from two very, very solid and good positions, break even, because we did not enter our second contract amount. And now I'm in a bad position, so a consecutive trade, we already would have stopped trading on this day. But as I said, these things happen, we have to live with them, and I will be taken out of this market with a large loss here. Usual loss of roughly 5 points or 4.5 points. This is our normal stop for such trades. As you can see here, this has been accounted for on the demo 1. Before it was roughly 400, minus 400 or 500. Now we have here minus 1,750. So this should be the 30th of June 2016. I will be just checking what day in the week that was. It was actually the Thursday, so yesterday was Wednesday then apparently. So, because I'm playing back these videos, I cannot recall that 100% sometimes, but that should not be disturbing. We will look at this opening trade here again. So short position. Quite a solid trade, and we hit our first target area, so break even again in case we return to this opening price here. And as you may assume, we had a break-even trade again, but we push way further down on this trading day, and I'm again in a short position because we could see a little bit of a downward momentum again. But then again, we are in a break-even position now because we hit our first profit target. Maybe I should have considered exiting this trade, but this is our strategy. At least we do good execution today on this day, on this Thursday, 30th of June, trading the Emini S&P 500 futures market on this 5-minute chart. But as you can see here, a break-even trade again. Unlike yesterday, where we had a little bit of a wrong entry scenarios, here today we can't do anything because we have these break-even trades here. So again, a short attempt. And again, we are in a positive position. We just review if this is actually the case. Yeah, the market seems to be really pushing down, and it's a very good position again. One more time, 5 contracts, and let's see if we can hit our profit target on this trade or not. No, we will not be hitting our profit target, I think, or maybe actually, but you can see here we see a little bit of a reversal back up again. You cannot see the very left of the chart. I wish I could show you that also maybe later, but we had some intermediate lows of the day. So for example, here at 63 at 8 o'clock in the morning US Eastern time, we could see a little bit of a doji there, so a bit of a reversal and then a spike up. So second approach to this level could mean that we will be breaking out of this range, but still I think we have lower lows, still a little bit more to the left side of this chart. So this may be not the ultimate low of the pre-opening session, rather we an intermediate low of this session, but still it seems that we are breaking out of this range here, and we see a small continuation, even though a retracement into range again, like usual. We will see some continuation to the downside later. But I didn't recall that this trade should have been exited, or what the trading result for this trade was. Let me pause the video here quickly. Oh, no need actually to pause the video. This is already the last trading day of this week, because Friday I had recording issues. I was taking some trade, but unfortunately my video recording was not working. But that also will be eliminated in the near future, that these things happen. But you will see the trading results on the coming week, on week 6. But here we should have exited this strategy actually on a doji. As I said in the first or 2 videos, we should be exiting every trade on the doji. But I was anticipating the continuation of this breakout, and since we had such a good entry at 65s, we still had a lot of gap to be filled until we hit this 65 level. But you will see now the reversal back down again, and 65 was our break-even trade. So again, a little bit of an unlucky position, I would say. This week was not great because of these reasons. A little bit of a execution. As you can see here, doji should have been an exit. And even we could anticipate a reversal back into pre-opening range, maybe from this doji level. But yet again, a break-even trade. So this is nothing I can influence. I have to make my trading decisions. Everyone should be doing their decisions, and we should just stick to it, and then be okay with our results. So thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you soon again. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.